Denzel Washington once said, "I've found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success." This sentiment, echoed by many successful individuals across varied fields, underlines a fundamental truth about life. To grow, to evolve, to succeed, one must embrace risk. Let's consider some of the world's most renowned achievers. They didn't reach their pinnacle by playing it safe or by sticking to the beaten path. No, they dared to venture into the unknown, to walk on the edge, to embrace the risk. They knew they could fail, and indeed they did, many times over. But they also understood that failure was not a dead end, but a stepping stone to success. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul who rose from a life of poverty and hardship. She once said, "Sometimes you find out what you are supposed to be doing by doing the things you are not supposed to do." She didn't shy away from making mistakes, from taking risks. Instead, she used them as a compass, guiding her towards her true calling. Or take the example of Helen Mirren, an acclaimed actress. She beautifully encapsulated the essence of risk-taking when she said, "The trick is to listen to your instinct, grab the opportunity when it presents itself, and then give it your all." She acknowledged the inevitability of both triumphs and disasters, but emphasized the importance of making each new day count. Then there's Jim Carrey, a beloved comedian who learned from his father that you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. He reminded us that failure isn't exclusive to risk-taking, it's a part of life. But when we take risks, when we pursue our passions, even our failures become meaningful. In the words of Charlie Day, "You cannot succeed without the risk of failure. You cannot have a voice without the risk of criticism. You cannot love without the risk of loss. You must take these risks." So, as you navigate life, remember that every failure is a step closer to success. Embrace risks and fall forward. Oprah Winfrey aptly stated, "Sometimes you find out what you're supposed to be doing by doing the things you are not supposed to do." Every single one of us embarks on our own unique journey of discovery, a journey that is often marked by trial and error. It's a process of stumbling, falling, learning, and ultimately growing. It's about exploration, about venturing into the unknown, about taking the road less traveled. Imagine a toddler learning to walk. There's a lot of stumbling, a lot of falling, but with each fall they learn something new, they adjust, they try again, and eventually they find their footing. Life is a lot like that. It's about finding our footing in this vast, unpredictable world. And more often than not, it's through the things we are not supposed to do, the mistakes we make, that we find our true calling. Take, for instance, the story of a young man who dabbled in various fields before he discovered his passion for writing. He started out as a banker, then became a pilot, a teacher, and even a chef. But it was through these varied experiences, these supposed missteps, that he found his love for storytelling. Or consider the tale of a woman who, after a series of failed ventures, found her purpose in helping others. She had tried her hand at fashion designing, event planning, and even farming. But it was through these failures that she discovered her talent for counseling and her passion for making a difference. These stories remind us that it's okay not to have everything figured out. It's okay to dabble, to experiment, to make mistakes, because in the grand scheme of things, these are not just mere mistakes or missteps, they are stepping stones leading us to our true purpose. So, don't fear mistakes or missteps, they may just lead you to your purpose. Life is an adventure, a journey of discovery, and often it's the unexpected paths, the roads less traveled, that lead us to the most beautiful destinations. So don't fear mistakes or missteps, they may just lead you to your purpose. Helen Mirren wisely said, "The trick is to listen to your instinct, grab the opportunity when it presents itself, and then give it your all." This scene dwells upon the profound wisdom embedded in those words. It's about seizing opportunities, giving your all, and accepting the inevitable ebb and flow of life's experiences. Imagine for a moment you're a surfer. The vast ocean before you is filled with waves, some small, others towering. Each wave represents an opportunity. Some are risky, requiring courage and skill. But when you catch one, oh, the exhilaration. The world falls away, and it's just you, the wave, and the thrill of the ride. This is your triumph. However, not every wave can be conquered. Sometimes they crash over you, pulling you under. You tumble, disoriented and gasping for breath. This is your disaster. But here's the thing about surfers. They understand that the ocean's mood is fickle. Triumphs and disasters are both part of the game. They don't let a wipeout deter them. Instead, they emerge, gasping and grinning, ready to take on the next wave, because they know that every fall, every failure, brings them one step closer to their next triumph. Life, my friends, is much like surfing. It's filled with waves of opportunities. Some will ride with grace, basking in the glow of triumph. Others will knock us down, leaving us feeling defeated and overwhelmed. But remember what Helen Mirren said, neither triumphs nor disasters last forever. They pass and a new day arrives. Our job is not to avoid the waves, but to learn how to surf, to take the falls with grace and rise again with resilience. Because it's not about the number of times we fall, but the number of times we get back up, ready to face the next wave. So grab your surfboard, listen to your instincts, and dive into the ocean of opportunities. Ride the waves of triumph, learn from the waves of disaster, and always, always get back up. Remember, triumphs and disasters are temporary. What matters is making each new day count. In the words of Jim Carrey, you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. Let's take a moment to marinate in this thought. It's a profound statement, isn't it? The idea of failing at something you don't even enjoy is frankly a disheartening one, yet it's a reality many of us face every day. We trudge through life, stuck in routines we didn't choose, pursuing paths we didn't want simply because they're safe. But what if we dared to step off the beaten path? What if we allowed ourselves to take that leap of faith and chase our dreams? Consider the story of a young woman who had a cushy corporate job, a steady paycheck, and a seemingly secure future. But every day, she found herself daydreaming about opening her own bakery, a dream she had since she was a little girl. The idea was risky, the possibility of failure was high, but the thought of spending her life stuck in a job she didn't love was even more daunting. And so, she took a leap of faith. She quit her job, opened her bakery, and yes, there were hurdles. There were moments of doubt, but she was doing what she loved. Or consider the tale of a man who, despite having a successful career as a lawyer, yearned for the thrill of the stage. His heart belonged to theater, and so he took the bold step of leaving his well-established career to pursue acting. The road was tough, fraught with rejection and uncertainty, but he was chasing his passion. These are not just stories. These are real-life examples of individuals who dared to risk failure for the sake of their passion. They chose to step away from the safety of the known and venture into the realm of their dreams. And while the journey may not have been smooth, the fulfillment they derived from doing what they loved made every hurdle worth it. So, take a chance on what you love. You might as well risk failure on something you are passionate about. Scene script. Charlie Day once said, "You cannot let a fear of failure or a fear of comparison or a fear of judgment stop you from doing the things that will make you great. You must take these risks." This statement carries a profound truth within it. It's a clarion call to each one of us to embrace the uncertainty of risks and to dive headfirst into the unknown. It's a rallying cry to break free from the chains of fear that hold us back from reaching our true potential. Risk-taking is not just a choice, it's a necessity. It's the only way to push boundaries, to innovate, to create, and to truly live. It's the lifeline that connects mediocrity to greatness. If you're not risking, you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not moving, you're not living. Fear is a powerful deterrent. It whispers in our ears about the chances of failure, the possibility of criticism, the threat of loss. It highlights the worst-case scenarios and amplifies our doubts. But remember, fear is also a liar. It overestimates the dangers and underestimates our abilities. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of comparison, these are the barriers that keep us from stepping out of our comfort zones. They are the invisible walls that confine us to a life of limitations. But remember, these are just fears, not facts. They are as real as we let them be. Taking risks means stepping into the arena, knowing that you might fail, knowing that you might face criticism, knowing that you might lose something. But it also means opening yourself up to the possibilities of success, of growth, of learning, of becoming the best version of yourself. So let's stop listening to fear. Let's start taking risks. Let's start chasing greatness. Because greatness doesn't come from playing safe. It doesn't come from staying in the comfort zone. It comes from daring to step into the unknown, from daring to fail, from daring to be criticized, from daring to lose. Embrace risks. Don't let fear hold you back. Remember, greatness comes with the risk of failure, criticism, and loss.